Police brutality is a pandemic and one that is nothing new for Black and brown Americans. But the added layer of COVID-19 creates additional safety issues for our community. Here are some tips for staying safe during this dual pandemic of COVID-19 and police brutality. Plan. When leaving home, you need to plan for any scenario where you will be encountering others, including large groups or the police. If possible, do not travel alone. Make sure your phone is fully charged and bring a portable charger. If you take photos or video at a protest, try not to capture any protesters' faces. The police cannot take your phone or delete content without your consent, but that is if they're following the rules. So if you're protesting, remove your Touch ID or Face ID password security. If you do encounter police, go live on social media. You may not have time to save and upload a video, so going live immediately lets your friends and family know what is going on and where you are. If you have children or pets, have care for them ready to go in case you are unable to make it home. We've heard that ICE is targeting protests as a way to track and detain our undocumented brothers and sisters. Please watch out for them. And if you are undocumented, have someone who can contact an immigration lawyer on your behalf. Adapt. Bring a mask or any other PPE, personal protective equipment, anytime you leave home. Always be aware if you are required to wear a mask outside in your city or town, and stay updated on these regulations. Acknowledge and abide by any set curfews, unless you are an essential employee or must leave home for an emergency. Be prepared to get inside if a last-minute curfew is enforced. Sustain. Renters have long been unprotected, and this period of pandemic is no different. If anything, COVID-19 only exposed the lack of affordable housing as incomes have come to a halt. This has left many Americans without savings and unable to pay their rent. Temporary eviction freezes were implemented in cities like New York and Los Angeles, but many landlords moved forward with eviction notices anyway, leaving tenants to pay rent plus additional legal fees in order to fight it. Other landlords will require you to pay back your rent in full after just a few months. This means that you will be met with a hefty bill, even with no change in the employment environment. If you need to speak to your landlord about rent relief or require resources to help, you can find free templates, tools, and legal resources at norent.org. Survive. Housing, food, and healthcare still cost just as much regardless of the economic environment. Many people are still required to show up to work, risking their health for the sake of sustaining their income, or essential workers providing services for everyone else. These folks are disproportionately people of color and those from low-income households. Employees maintain certain privacy rights, including medical condition or personal health information. But this right is not absolute and can be weighed against a company's legitimate business needs. If you are required to go into work, your employer has the right to record your temperature before you enter. If you are an employee who has lost your job or a freelance worker who has been impacted by the lack of work available due to COVID-19, unemployment resources are available to you. Create. We must not have a goal of going back to normal. This is a time to create a new normal. We are seeing our country and communities come together as one in powerful ways. We must harness this energy to create new structures and a safer environment for Black, brown, and Indigenous people of color. Now is our time. Time to leverage this renewed and empowered spirit of action, justice, and unity for the benefit of our communities. So plan, adapt, sustain, survive, and create for our future.